And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go visit our good friends at Hail Mary. They're in Cheviot. They're on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, but why would you do that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go watch the NCAA tournament. Hang out in Hail Mary's, 27 TVs. The big game will be on the 9-screen video wall. There's not a bad seat in the house. They have every sports package that DirecTV offers. Go watch the Reds. Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. So go check them out. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. And not only do they pour the coldest Cincy Light around, but they do so in 32.8 degree beer frosted glasses. All right, Aaron. How's it going, buddy?
It's going.
Sorry about we were planning to do a show yesterday, but my computer died and it needed fixed. So I had to get a new one. And now I have one, and we are back in action. So we normally don't do one on Monday nights after the VBP, but because we missed last night, we are here tonight. Let's go over round 2 of the NCAA tournament and the 4 teams that are advancing, Aaron, into the Sweet 16.
A quarter of the Sweet 16 is Big 12. Love it.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. Especially after the way last season went, where we were the much ballyhooed conference going into the tournament last year and failed to meet expectations. They certainly made up for it this season.
First one, Houston goes in over Gonzaga. That was a very good game. Houston manages to hold on. A kind of a grind in the first half, 35-27 at halftime, and then 49-46 in the second half. Both teams got cooking. It was not the typical Houston game where they just kind of grind you into oblivion. Kudos to Gonzaga. They put up a hell of a fight. They definitely should not have been an 8 seed, but they were. And Houston figured it out. And for that, Aaron, you know what Houston's reward is?
I don't know who they play off the top of my head.
Purdue in Indianapolis.
Houston got hosed so bad on where they have to play. Like, there's no team that had to travel further than Houston. Just no love in that regard.
Do you know the teams that are in Indianapolis in that region with them?
No, I don't. But I know
Houston,
you do.
Purdue, pretty close to Indianapolis.
Sure.
Kentucky.
Oh. Okay.
Also pretty close to Indianapolis.
Right.
And Tennessee. Those are the 3 teams that Houston will have to deal with to make a Final Four.
They didn't have anything available in, Texas to play this game.
Unbelievable. They got a number 1 seed and just got turned around and bent over. Like, good luck. We'll see if you can survive the hardest thing that we can put a number 1 through.
Which is they just beat
the hell out of everybody.
Everyone.
Here's what's funny to me. How did Houston kind of become the underdog? Like like nobody ever respects what Houston is doing. Every year they're a 1 seed. Every year it's like, I don't know about Houston.
Because nobody talks about the Big 12. Houston got no love coming into the season comparatively to some of your bigger programs like Arizona, Kansas, Baylor even. Houston kind of flies under the radar, despite having
they went 19-1 in the Big 12.
Well, I was going to say, just despite having a pretty much intact roster from last season, where they had a good season as well.
It's ridiculous. For some reason, I should hate Houston. I want Kelvin to win. Like, screw all these people.
I
want him to win a title.
I've come around on Kelvin. I did not like Kelvin when they hired him, just due to his reputation. He
made impermissible phone calls.
Well, like, everybody loves to hate the cheater, just in general. But
Sure.
I'm sure there was probably far more. That was just the one thing that he got in trouble for.
I mean, he's never been one to acquiesce to stupid rules, which anymore turns out he was right. All those stupid rules don't exist anymore.
Shocker.
Kelvin was right. Next up, I think our adopted team. Everybody in the Big 12 loves this team, it seems like. Texas Tech 77, Drake 64. Drake takes another loss. I did hear a good Drake joke.
I know which one. Yeah.
Somebody said going into halftime of the Houston game, like Drake is 22-1 when leading at halftime, and somebody the Twitter user chimed in and said the one was the Super Bowl halftime show. That's the one time they trailed at halftime.
I thought you were going to make the Sweet 16 joke that apparently.
Yeah, no, I stayed away from that one. I stayed away from that one. We didn't even get into Houston stats or whatever. We just
LJ Cryer had a monster game, 30 points.
Yeah. Texas Tech, Darian Williams had a monster game, 28-6. He rolled. JT Toppin rolled. He had 25-12. Elijah Hawkins had 16.
7 assists.
7 assists. Anytime you get two guys that score 53, you got a pretty good chance of winning that game.
That's crazy.
Pretty good
in a tournament game.
Yeah. To say Drake had no answer for Texas Tech at the rim, like Williams and Toppin just annihilated them. What? Toppin was 11 for 13, and Williams had a bad game, 11 for 18.
Well, it's a
they
good
were
thing
combined 8 of 9 from the free throw line.
It's a good thing they did, because Tech shot 2 of 14 behind the arc.
They just didn't shoot many of them. Christian Anderson's going to get some.
Didn't have to.
No, they just were like, look, you can't stop us. We're just taking the ball to the rim, and we're going to lay it in.
19 of 22 from the line.
Yeah. And that was, they held Drake to 64, and Drake shot 47% from 3.
Bananas.
I love that Texas Tech team. BYU, 91-89 over Wisconsin. BYU had it felt like what was going to be a pretty comfortable lead. Wisconsin stormed back late. They scored 53 in the second half, but it wasn't enough. BYU gets the 91-89 win. Richie Saunders, dog, 25. Trevin Nell, your boy, comes up big in the NCAA tournament with 14. Yegor Demon with 11. Kiba Keita with 10.
Yegor Demon with 11, 8, and 8.
Yeah,
he almost 11, 8, and 8. He almost triple-doubled.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. That's why it's nice to have billion-dollar donors that go buy you lottery picks. They get you to things like the Sweet 16. We'll have that conversation later in this week, that of the 16 teams that are in the Sweet 16, like 15 of them are in the top 20 of NIL spending. Maybe these idiots that want to say I'm making excuses for UC when I talk about NIL. Maybe I'm just talking about the reality of where the sport is right now. The teams that are spending the most money are buying, unless you're Kansas, are winning a lot. A lot.
Just caught Kansas with a random stray.
I mean, is it random? Is it? I think it was a well-placed stray. Maybe that's just me. Baylor just did not have the weapons to hang with Duke. Duke rolls 89-66. Omier was good with 15 and 9. Edgecombe had 16. Robert Wright and Langston Love each with 11. But, I mean, Tyrese Proctor with 25. Cooper Flagg with 18. Con Kneppel with 12. And I still think, Aaron, I think Duke is the best team in this tournament. I think they win the whole thing.
I hope not. I hate Duke.
I mean, I'm not saying I want them to. I'm just saying objectively, can they be beat? Yes. Are they the best team in the tournament? I think they are.
Only lost 3 times all year, so we'll see.
And I mean, if you go look at their numbers, yes, it was in a bad ACC, but I mean, they won like 15 games by 30 points. Like they just beat the pants off of everybody. So they're going to be tough to beat. Iowa State got punked. Didn't really expect that. I thought they could take Ole Miss. Ole Miss was the more physical team, and that was a bit surprising. They beat Iowa State at their game. Your boy Curtis Jones had 26. Josh Jefferson was 16. Nate Heisey with 13, but it was not enough. This is the shocking part, Aaron. Ole Miss for the game shot 58% from the floor and 58% from 3. And then went 16 of 21 at the line.
You're not going to win a whole lot of games when your opponent goes 58%.
When they slash 58, 58, 76. Woo! You're gonna get beat, you're gonna get your ass beat, and guess what? Iowa State got their ass beat.
It reminds me of that line against BYU earlier this season. Ugh.
Yeah. Malik Dia. I know Sean Padulla had 20, but Malik Dia was the difference in this game. The stuff that I saw. We thought Cincinnati got punked by Iowa State physically. That's what Ole Miss did to Iowa State. So that's going to be interesting to see what that roster looks like next year.
Agree.
Just saying. Deshaun Jackson entered the portal.
Already.
He started for them. He had 9 and 5 in this game. I'd take Deshaun Jackson.
Yesterday.
I'm just saying. He wasn't in the portal yesterday. But why you look like you want to punch me?
Because it's 10:30. Oregon, Arizona.
I have no idea, Kelsey. I'm in the middle of something. Can you hold off for 2 seconds?
We talked about Iowa State. This guy's in the transfer.
Oh, yeah, he stinks. He doesn't play. I guess she was telling me that Iowa State's backup center entered the transfer portal.
Oregon, Arizona.
Oregon, Arizona. Great game. I had to go back and refresh myself a little bit today because I was laying in bed trying to watch that one, and I got to halftime, and then I blinked, and then there was like 4 seconds left in the game. That's how tired I was from 15 hours at a volleyball tournament.
Yeah.
But Arizona gets it done. Caleb Love was Caleb Love. He was good Caleb Love, Aaron. 29 points, 10 of 18 from the floor, 5 of 7 from 3, 9 rebounds. Delorso with 12, Bradley with 12, KJ Lewis with 12, Toby Owako with 12. They win the old battle of the Pac-12
with a quartet of players
12.
scoring 12.
Oh, they're interesting because you never know how far you can pick them to go because you never know what Caleb Love you're going to get. And now we'll move on to what's coming Thursday and Friday. The most fun thing that's happening is Caleb Love, who essentially ended Coach K's career at Duke when he was at North Carolina, gets Duke. And I think Duke wins, but if you get one of those Caleb Love games, they've got the size to deal with Duke. They've got the athleticism to deal with Duke. They can shoot it. They get up and down the floor. Like the tempo is not going to bother them. I don't think they beat Duke, but I do think it's at least interesting. And I do think it's full circle that you get Caleb Love and Duke one last time.
I mean, the Big 12's really not getting a ton of love in any of these, from Vegas anyway, in any of these spreads for Thursday.
No.
Alabama favored 5.5 over BYU. Duke favored 8.5 over Arizona, and Texas Tech is favored 5.5 over Arkansas. But I don't 8.5 in that game against what you are and many others are saying is the best team in all of college basketball. You get good Caleb Love. Maybe you get a bad Cooper Flagg or Proctor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think Duke wins, but the problem is, Aaron, if you told me Duke won by 20, I'd be like, all right. If you told me Arizona won by 5, I'd also be like, all right. Like Caleb Love went and did Caleb Love things.
And he can be frustrating as a when you're playing him. He knows how to get under people's skin. It's one of the reasons why he didn't actually work out in North Carolina is he got under people's skin on the team that he was playing for.
And he is irrationally confident. Like we saw earlier. What was the game earlier this year where he was terrible for like
still kept shooting.
He's terrible all the way until the final. He hit the half-court shot. Was that Kansas?
I don't think it's irrationally confident. I think it's rationally confident. I just think he's a shooter. You're streaky sometimes.
Well, but that's what I mean by irrational confidence. He doesn't care if he's 1 for 12. I'm still a bucket getter, and I might be 1 for 12, but my next 5 are going to go. Like he always believes that.
The rational comes from when he has a game where he goes off for 29, 30 plus points.
Yeah, but you're rationally confident when you're like 8 of 11. That's rational confidence. When you're 1 of 12, something in your brain should say, might want to dial it back just a notch.
Tonight's not my night.
And Caleb Love is like, no, tonight is still my night. We just haven't taken enough shots to get there yet.
Say what you want. He is polarizing.
I love watching him play because he doesn't play for my team.
Yeah, he is a pariah of sorts.
If he played for my team, he'd drive me crazy. But because he plays for somebody else, I can watch him on the good nights and go, whoo, Caleb Love's cooking. Or I can watch him on the bad nights and go, how many is he going to shoot? How many is he going to shoot?
I would have loved a Caleb Love this season.
Yeah, me too. No doubt there. BYU, Bama. Bama's been a little shaky, Aaron. Like, I like this Alabama team a lot, but
that's what he should.
I mean,
they got NBA dudes all over that roster.
They do. They absolutely do. No argument there. But they weren't great against Robert Morris. St. Mary's hung around for a little bit, and then they blew him out. I don't
like Nate Oates. I mean, I will never root for a Nate Oates team, ever.
There's one reason I want BYU to win.
I know this. I've watched your Twitter this weekend.
It's just one reason. There's only one team in the country that has a longer streak of never playing in the Final Four. BYU has played in 31 NCAA tournaments. They have not made the Final Four. Xavier has played in 30 NCAA tournaments and not made a Final Four. If BYU makes a Final Four and gives me the ammo of Xavier being the team with the longest non-Final Four streak in the history of college basketball, chef's kiss, Aaron. Chef's kiss.
Well, my bracket
I think Alabama wins, but
my bracket has BYU, Arizona, and Texas Tech all advancing. So we'll see.
Before the tournament, you picked that?
I did.
Nice. Like it. And then we get Purdue and Houston in Indy, Lucas Oil Stadium. Houston 7.5 point favorite. Give me the Cougs. Give me the Cougs.
Purdue has not played great in this tournament. I don't expect them to play great against Houston. Not many teams do. Albeit it is just a strange place for Houston to have to host as the 1 seed.
Yes, but it is what it is. What do they? How do they do like some weird cougar hand signal thing? I don't know how they do it. Give me the Cougs. Anything else in the elite or the Sweet 16 that you're looking out for? Tennessee, Kentucky is fast. It's going to be a great Sweet 16. Great Sweet 16. Maryland, Florida should be great. All 3 of the other games we've talked about on Thursday. But then Friday, Ole Miss, Michigan State should be good. Kentucky, Tennessee, Michigan, Auburn. Like, there were not upsets. But that's okay when you get a Sweet 16 that looks like this Thursday and Friday night.
Arkansas is probably your biggest upset that's still alive.
Yeah, and they had the number 2 recruiting class in the country. And they have
Cal.
Coach Cal. Like, yeah, they're a 10 seed because they underperformed during the regular season, but they got hot like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And now they're like, this is what they should have been, and what they should have been is like a 5 seed. So now they're here.
Should be fun.
It should. All right, that's going to wrap it up. We'll see you tomorrow night with more of the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!